In the early 1900s, there was a lot of growth in the United States that proved to be a challenge to keep up with. While growth is good in developing states and providing homes for its new residents, the expediting of the construction can cause a lot of problems. When a state is growing too fast, the major structures that were supposed to help sustain life being expedited can cause a disastrous result. Today, we'll talk about the consequences of rushing such structures. Let's talk about what happened to cause the St. Francis Dam collapse. In the 1920s, Los Angeles had witnessed an increase in population that was rather unexpected. While in 1900, a survey gathered that the population was slightly over 100,000 people, by 1910 it had tripled to 320,000 and was rising fast. With this ever-rising population came the need to supply the people with water, so plans were underway to create a dam that could extend the amount of water stored should the Los Angeles aqueduct ever fail or ever they should encounter a drought. Water issues in California? Unheard of. Starting at the conception phase of the dam, there were already problems with where it was being located. Simply put, the side of the canyon was unstable. However, when trying to move it to a more stable location, it was met with high price demands from farmers and landowners who worked hard to sabotage the aqueduct project. Unable to acquire better land and needing to build the dam fast, the plans were moved back to the unstable canyon wall, ignoring the concerned notes, and construction began in 1924. The structure was to be an arched gravity dam. Gravity dams often require a solid rock foundation with high bearing strength. Made of concrete, the dam is designed to hold back water using only the weight of the material and its resistance against the foundation. Gravity dams are meant to withstand some of the strongest earthquakes on Earth, so they should be some damn good dams. Originally, the St. Francis Dam was surveyed to reach an elevation of 1,825 feet or 556 meters above sea level, with a capacity of 32,000 acre-feet. However, as construction began, some changes were made to increase the height to 1,923 feet and allow a heavier capacity of 38,000 acre-feet. The dam was completed on May 4th, 1926, but immediately you could start to see some problems in the structure. At first, the weight of the water and the temperature changes caused some minor cracks that allowed some small leaking that was swept under the rug. Nothing to worry about. It was still classified as within the range of safe. Over the next 2 years, the dam would steadily fill, coming rather close to the overfill line, in fact. However, during these years, the citizens had some choice explosions to say about the aqueduct. Several occasions of people dynamiting the structure occurred, causing the dam to lose water until it was repaired. While all of this was happening, more cracks and leaks were forming in the dam. So much so that the canyon residents were starting to worry since you could see the water running from the structure. On March 7th, 1928, the water level had reached just 3 inches below the spillover line. Bureau of Waterworks William Mulholland, who had been overseeing the dam's progress, officially ceased any more water turning into St. Francis. 5 days later, while conducting his round, dam keeper Tony Harnischfeger noticed some alarming cracks on the west side of the dam. Cracks were nothing new, but these ones were forming where old ones had been patched up and were leaking some muddy waters that suggested erosion in the concrete wall inside. Mulholland was called to take a look, and after 2 hours of wandering around and giving their opinions, the dam was deemed safe enough, but maybe some corrections were important to make in the future. 2.5 minutes before midnight on the same day, the dam catastrophically failed. It was a sudden event that no eyewitnesses saw. just a rumbling heard by passing vehicles and a drop in voltage spotted by the power and water team due to a transformer exploding in the collapse. What was left of the dam was minuscule, as large chunks were ripped down and carried with 12.4 billion gallons of water towards San Francisco Canyon. Residents were sitting ducks in the middle of the night as the 120-foot wave full of concrete started hurling towards them. It crashed through a powerhouse that held 67 workmen and their nearby families, taking the lives of anyone in its path and cutting the power to Los Angeles and San Fernando Valley. By 1 a.m., the wave was still on its path of destruction, traveling west along the Santa Clarita riverbed. It took out the Edison substation, continuing to cut power to Santa Clarita and parts of Ventura and Oxnard. By now, at least 4 miles of the main north-south highway was underwater, and the town of Castiac Junction was being washed away. Continuing its vendetta against the power company, the wave ran through a temporary Edison construction camp around 1:30 a.m., taking 84 workers with it. Word of this catastrophe was traveling slower than the wave, as a single motorcycle officer was going door to door to warn people about the impending flood, while a phone operator did their best to call people. By 5:30 a.m., the water was now 2 miles wide, traveling at 6 miles per hour, till it emptied into the Pacific Ocean, but not before causing more severe damage to the towns of Fillmore, Bardsail, and Santa Paula. At least 431 people were killed in the unforgiving waters. Immediate investigations were underway to find out who was to blame and what had caused this disaster. In the end, it came down to a defective foundation and rushed plans. Unlike some of my past videos, it didn't have to do with a cheap builder trying to get by on pipe cleaners. But maybe those responsible should have taken some kind of warning in the cracks. Perhaps nothing could have been done by then, but no one even tried. Thanks for watching. For more true crime and horror, please consider subscribing. Game with me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, and as always, be well.